Hi guys, it's Nicole, and I've got a room reset kind of clean with me video for today. I like to do things like this on Wednesdays and kind of just label them Workspace Wednesday. Basically, just taking care of stuff that's not the layouts. I recently ran into an issue with my speakers that I've had forever, and so I ended up ordering a new set of speakers from Amazon. I think they came like same day or next day, but I needed to pull out the old ones. And knowing that I needed to pull out the old ones, I knew it was going to be frustrating just because of the different cables and stuff. And I knew that the desk back there was going to be pretty heavy just because the last couple room resets I've done, I've kind of ignored this corner. I don't tend to do this every single time to go through and clean up the cords and dust back here, so I made sure to do a really good job of that today. I also went ahead and pulled out my Epson PictureMate 400 and I put it in the closet. I'm going to be honest with you guys, when the printer works, I love it. It works great. When I take a break from it, it doesn't work great. I don't love that the refills are like 30 something dollars for, I think I was getting like 120 prints out of it. It prints really well. I prefer the PictureMate over the Selfie. I will hands down, I will recommend it, especially if it's something that you think you're going to use every day. I just personally noticed that I have been sending most of my prints to my large printer. And so that's kind of the one that is always being used, and I don't have to deal with the ink like getting a little bit dry to where it's signaling like a print head clean or an ink flush. The Epson it was frustrating me. So I decided instead of letting it take up space in this corner of my desk, I unplugged it and put it in the closet. And I will revisit that another day when I feel like I want to pull it out and use it. Like I said, I need to do some maintenance on it and kind of get it going again, but mentally I'm not there. So I cleaned out everything that wasn't being used, pulled out. I think I unplugged like my typing pedal because I haven't done that in a couple years. Did a really good job cleaning back there and put everything back. Cleaned my computer and all that kind of stuff. And then I tend to start with my work desk because I feel like if I get to the point where I decide I'm done cleaning and I don't want to clean anymore, at least my workspace is clean and I can still make a layout, I can still film, I can still, I've got this area is cleaned up and kind of empty to make another mess with. Now, I will say I get a lot of comments from people saying, oh, I could never do this. I put everything away immediately. I clean up right after. I will say I love that for you. That's never been me. It's never going to be me. I would have to sort of force myself into some sort of a extremely rigid routine. And I have just learned that those don't work for me. So something more aligned with like a monthly like a monthly cleanup, a monthly reset of everything works better for me. I have noticed since Lisa and I launched the Dark Side of Scrapbooking challenge that my brain works better in a monthly kind of repetitive cycle. So by the time I've created a couple layouts for the month and that part of my brain is tired, I can go through and I can clean everything up. I can clean my room. I can move on to editing photos and editing videos and getting that part of my brain going. And then, I can just kind of keep going and start prepping layouts for the next month and figuring out what content do I want to do for the next month. So again, if you put things away every single time you do a layout, I love that for you. I think that that's great that we are all sort of just different and things work differently for us. And that's kind of what makes people interesting. So I just kind of go through everything that's on my desk, and I would say the majority of stuff has a home. I still have a couple areas after my big room clean out, like 2-month-long session. I still have a couple places that need some fine tuning, but I'm not mentally prepared to deal with it. So for now, I just kind of either have like a bucket for certain things or I shove everything into a drawer, and I just kind of know that that bucket or that drawer eventually is going to need some fine tuning. And like I said, a couple things just need a more detailed home. I will say I find it very interesting. YouTube will send me like an email every week and an email every month, kind of like congratulating me on my analytics for that time period. And I have to say I'm extremely confused because every single week or every single month, my very long, I think it's like an hour long room clean out video is always in there. And that video is at this point probably 7 or 8 months old, and I'm just confused about like who's watching that. And if are you watching it more than once? Is that why it keeps popping up? Are new people finding it? It's just interesting to me, and that's sometimes where I think like, okay, I need to do a room reset. I need to clean it. I haven't been filming them and doing like a Workspace Wednesday video because to me it's I would think it's kind of boring. My analytics and my statistics say otherwise. There is a significant amount of you that enjoy watching these videos, so I will probably get back into the habit of posting them at the end of the month. I say at the end of the month, but typically it's the last couple days of the month when I go through and clean my room and reset everything, and then it's whenever I can kind of sit down and deal with splicing all the clips together and getting up the motivation to do the voiceover, because to me, I think voicing over these videos is a little bit boring. It's one of those things where it's just like, it's me putting away my mess. I don't want to talk about how I'm messy, but I do like to show that it's normal to a lot of us. So I don't know. I try to just be myself and share that with you guys. Like I said, I take a section at a time. I put things away that I know have a home. Some things do get left out because I'm either in the middle of either a series on my channel, or I've got a stack of layouts currently that I keep kind of sorting through that need to have dates on them. I don't even have a clue where to narrow down the date. Like there's some stuff that I've got stacked up that when I kind of have the brain space to sit there and really scroll through and figure out where things are, so those kind of just got set aside, and I've worked my way through some of them here and there in order to put them away. And it kind of goes back to, like I said, the dark side challenge that Lisa and I have been working through. And I'm finding that it is working for me. I think the method that we have kind of carved out can work for a lot of different people, a lot of different thought processes, a lot of different work methods. And I'm finding myself less likely to just set things aside for later and instead go through and spend 10 or 15 minutes figuring out what the date of something is, stamping the date on it, and then filing the layout in the right place in my closet. Or if it's the album that I have pulled out up in my scrap room right now that I'm using for the Dark Side Challenge, then I go ahead and put it away then and there. And these are things that I am hoping that over time they will become more second nature to me. They'll happen more naturally, because I have carved out and done something over and over again, and it has become a habit. I think that some of us can easily form habits and create habits and have them work, and then there's people maybe a little bit more like me who you kind of have to force yourself through the process enough times until you no longer think about it and it's more muscle memory and you just kind of do it. So again, I've moved over at this point. I think at this point I've almost gone completely full circle around my room. I will say the majority of my room resets, I ignore the closet, because the closet is it's just the closet of doom. And the fact that there's a door on it and I can shut it and I cannot think about it currently works for me. It's fine. I, every couple months, will go in there and kind of like just start grabbing piles of stuff and putting them back into the systems that they should be in. This is sort of like the punctuation to the sentence. I've made it to the end. This is sort of what really just kind of makes everything get sort of look like I didn't just spend a day doing nothing, is when you can kind of take the trash out, vacuum up all those little bits of paper that you have spilled everywhere, and just kind of put those last few things away to get the room ready for another month of crafting. So I've got all of my surfaces, things are put away, everything's wiped down, cat hair's been vacuumed up, and I'm ready to get going on projects for June. So if you like these kind of videos, I guess let me know down below so I know whether or not to keep doing them. And with that, I'll catch you guys later.